Hey, what's up, guys? So, happy Sunday. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are well. I want to talk about Kaizer Chiefs head coach Nasreddine Nabi. Um, yeah, yeah. Yesterday's result against Polokwane City has confirmed that Kaizer Chiefs will not be competing within the MTN 8, next season's MTN 8, and that means one less trophy for Kaizer Chiefs to compete for next season as well. Um, yeah, this season has been a bad one. It's been a really, really bad one. Very underwhelming. Uh, if it was like if I was to describe it like a movie, it's like that movie that has got really one good scene. It's got one good scene that you probably will remember, but the rest of it is bad. So if Rotten Tomatoes had to rate it, it's probably sitting in the 30 something percent. In terms of expectation, what was expected from Kaizer Chiefs this season as well. I've wrote down a couple of points here, and I want to start off with the positive one, right? The massive positive one. What's the difference between Nasreddine Nabi and Gavin Hunt and Stuart Baxter and Mulvin Zeki and Ataswane and Kevin Johnson? What's the big difference? It's a Nedbank Cup. It's a Nedbank Cup. It's silverware. It's the fact that he brought silverware to this football club, a competitive silverware. I can't state how much this club needed silverware of some nature. And you saw even the reaction yourself. You saw what it was like. You saw what like the reaction that's going on. People are still happy from it and all that. Like absolutely happy. Then I want to jump into what really frustrates me about Nasruddin Nabi, right? Let's start with the players, right? I look at the squad and I think, and I've said it already many times, like this squad is not good enough to compete for things, guys. It's not good enough to compete for leagues, but we all know that. It's not like we don't. We all know, like this squad is not good enough for it. And I've also stated in a previous video that these players are proving not be right, as to say, like, they're not necessarily good enough. We can agree to that. One thing that I strongly feel about is the fact that this is not the ninth best squad in the league, guys. Like that 1 hour, guys. It's not the ninth best squad in the league. And I think of player improvement. Like who has Nabi improved since he got to the club? Like really, who has improved? I think of one Leduba, which I've said before. Lelepo is a class on his own. He's levels above some of these players that are at Kaizer Chiefs, no doubt about it. But then the rest of the squad, you just like, there's no player improvement necessarily. And you look at what the Maruma Gallants coach has done with regards to that club. You look at what Owen Dagama has done with the newly promoted Makesi. You look at what Steve Barker keeps doing every single season, even though he's losing players every season. He happens to always improve players. That's what he does. And I'm thinking the fact that Nasruddin Nabi was supposed to. Sorry, I paused that because there was a plane that was flying over. But then I look at what those coaches have been able to do, and I'm thinking, how come Nabi has not been able to improve some of these players? Like, how come he's not been able to sort of get them a little bit to sort of the next level? And people can probably point to the fact that the club culture is not really great, that's for sure. Another thing that frustrates me about Nabi, right, is when journalists ask him valid questions, he wants to attack back. He wants to bite back. It's almost like he's got a chip on his shoulder, like as if like they've got something against him or whatever the case may be. But these are valid questions, bro. These are valid questions. Like you're level on points with Maruma Gallants. Like you 1 point ahead of Chippa United. You're 2 points ahead of Makesi. Like these are valid questions in terms of this squad shouldn't be in and around those areas that it did finish at the end of the season. It's a fact. It's a pure fact. So when he lashes out, I'm thinking to myself like, no, but why are you lashing out? Like answer the question. Answer the question. And my thing is, in my mind, if someone had told me that Nasruddin Nabi was going to come in, Nasruddin Nabi was going to get his own technical team, Nabi was going to get a preseason in Turkey, like, would have I imagined a season like this? No, I absolutely would have not, because I'm just like, okay, this is something different the club is doing. They're going to Turkey, great. Like this is what they're doing. They're giving him his technical team, great. This is something that they've not been able to do. So they've put so much trust only to finish where they finished. And you're just like, okay. And I watched his press conference yesterday after the game, after the Polokwane City game, and he says, yeah, I had a chat with the chairman, and now we've identified the players. that is needed to take this club forward. And I'm thinking, hold on, now? Wait, now? Like only now? Because I'm just like, what was Tashreeq Morris all about? What was Tabakele all about? Kele all about? What was Bradley Cross all about? Like, what was Gustin Sereno all about? What was Fierce Ntuari all about? Like, what was Miguel Inacio all about? Like, did you not have a say in those players coming in? Like, why have you only identified some of these players now? Like, why only now? Have you identified some of them? I'm surprised at that because I'm just like, no, hold on a second. That's not supposed to be the case. And it brings me to this point where I say, and this is something I've been feeling for quite some time. I've been feeling it for quite some time, a long while actually. And I believe it in my mind. I genuinely feel like Nasreddine Nabi underestimated South African football. I don't think he knew this is what it's like here. I don't know if the club or the technical team and him were prepared for something like this. I think in his mind he thought, surely, man, we can get top 5. But man, in this league, man, it's tough, man. It's really tough. It's really tough. And I think he underestimated South African football and the landscape that it is. Nasreddine Nabi has still got a contract with Kaizer Chiefs. And he what's his thing? He's still got a contract. He probably deserves one more season without a shadow of a doubt. But then I lead to this last point. This last point that I lead to, I'm just like, I'm thinking about it a lot. Where I'm just like, if Piton's money is available, right? If Steve Barker is available, right? If Rolando Mokoena, the only thing that worries me with Rolando Mokoena is great coach. It's just that when the heat turns on, man, he says some things in press conferences, man. Like, I've seen it at Sundowns, we've seen it at Wydad. I'm sure the pressure in Morocco was something like that. But he says some things when sort of things are not, like when the heat is turned up. But, great coach. If Benny McCarthy is available and says, look, I know I came to Kenya, but I'm going to leave, and he's open to it. And I know a lot of people are going to belt at me for this one, and I'm going to pelt at me for this one, and I'm probably going to say, I stopped listening to that video after he said this. If Gavin Hunt is available, if these coaches are available, if I'm Kaizer Chiefs, I'm seriously considering this thing. And the reason why I say this is that not only because I think these guys are top coaches, are really good coaches, but the one thing they have over Nasreddine Nabi without a shadow of a doubt is the fact that they understand the landscape of South African football. They understand the landscape. They understand the weather. They understand the players. They understand what it's like. They understand how to win leagues too. Ben McCarthy hasn't done it yet, of course, but it's like they understand how to win leagues too, and as well as Steve Barker hasn't done it yet, but he's got a track record where he's able to sort of stay competing for some time. Wait, he did win the, the Pitus Super Championship, no? He did win that, Steve Barker. So, but I'm just saying, like, they understand the landscape of South African football. So, I'll finish it off with this. If those guys are available, if I'm Kaizer Chiefs, I'm seriously considering whether we should go with someone who understands the landscape of South African football. That's not be deserving that season for sure. But the more what frustrates me about him is that I wish he had done more. Because yes, the club finished 9th. Yes, the squad is not good enough, and no doubt about it. And I agree with you too. But Nabi Luena, you're not exempt from it. Like, it's like, you're not exempt. You're like, we don't take you out and just blame it on the... No. We don't do that. Like, you're also part of the reason why this club finished where it finished. And I wish I had seen more. So, let me know what you guys think. I'll read all your comments without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I'm signing out. Please subscribe, and I really appreciate everybody's support.